There's a character currently right now that I'm not seeing a lot of people use, and I truly believe is really underrated. Pela is amazing. This character is so good and she is phenomenal. And I'm gonna help you guys today on how to properly play this character because I do really believe she's underrated. Bruh. Looking at this character's kit, she's pretty simple. She is of the cryo element for Genshin players. Ice, cryo, all the same thing. She can apply trigger to weakness break, and anytime that weakness break is triggered, she freezes the target, which is phenomenal. It's freeze, it's mobile, it's always good, right? Her basic attacks are honestly not that great. She's not necessarily here played for damage, so her damage is kind of underwhelming, at least her own personal damage, but it's solid to actually build up your skill points for what the beauty that this character can do. Now, the important part of this character, this move right here called Frostbite. Frostbite is an insane move. Essentially, it removes one buff and deals ice damage equal to 105% of Pela's attack as to a single enemy. So essentially what that is it is a single target ice move, but that's not what's important. What's important is that it's a debuffer, so it actually removes amped up stats that the enemy gets, which is always really good. The bonus effect is using the skill to remove buffs increases your speed for 10% for 2 turns, which is always really good because speed is essentially what's controlling you on moving first. Pela's ultimate is also really good because it has a 100% base chance to inflict expose on all enemies. And essentially what expose does is it drops the defense of all enemies by 30% for 2 turns. It's AoE, it doesn't cost a lot, and it is really stupid. I don't even have this character fully built, but the debuffs and damage shred that I'm getting on this character is helping my carries / my DPS characters deal an insane amount of damage. What's also really nice as well too is that her passive talent, Victory Report, essentially replenishes 5 energy cost, which is really solid because that is a massive thing for her as it does refund energy on her ultimate. And if you guys do not know as well too, her talent refunds energy on her ultimate. Not to mention as well too, breaking enemies will apply freeze, which is a debuff as well too, so she does benefit greatly off that. She has solid support scaling as well too, and her traces are honestly not that bad. She has some really solid traces as you get further in throughout the game, but the big part about this is that her trace right here, once you eventually lock this, uses skill to remove the buff, increases the damage of the next attack by 20%. That's always really big because not only does she already shred their defense, but with this passive skill for a trace, it's actually increasing the overall damage that you do by 20% while also stacked on the defense shred that you're getting as well too on all allies. This other trace, Bash, is not that bad as well too, as it also does another damage amp. It deals 20% more damage to debuffed enemies. So this character really wants to debuff enemies not only for herself but also for her supportive teammates and allies. You will be able to clear content very fast and efficiently. Pela also as well too from the Nihility class, which applies debuff to enemies to reduce their combat capacities, which is perfect for her because she's a debuff queen. Her signature light cone, Good Night and Sleep Well, is essentially a really wholesome picture of her sleeping. You'll have to see it. It's awesome. She's a hard grinder, but the passive on it is really good for her. For every debuff the target enemy has, the damage dealt by the wearer increases by 21%, stacking up to 3 times. This effect also applies to damage over time. Adding Pela into burn comps is going to be really good because if you burn the enemies, that is actually damage over time. Shredding their defense as well too, she's going to be an amazing character on helping your allies do some massive damage and clear content as fast as possible. All in all, I think Pela is an incredibly powerful character. She's a solid support and she's really good at increasing damage on your team and debuffing the enemy. With her insane defense shred, you will guaranteed be able to output more damage on your characters than without Pela, as you know, the defense shred is always nice. I'm not seeing a lot of play of her, but the game is pretty early, so I did want to let you guys know, and she's absolutely amazing. Though she doesn't do much damage herself, she helps the team increase damage significantly, which is always really good. If this video helped out and you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.